welcome to Nerd Bubble Podcast, episode 266. My name's George.
I am David Tennant.
Yeah, it's David Tennant's
Definitely,
understudy, Connor.
definite David Tennant.
And we are two people talking about the pop culture landscape on the interwebs. Never know, we're completely brand new. And you know you've not heard this anywhere else. Shut up.
Especially you, Jeff, in the comments.
Yes. On today's episode, Connor is going to update us about his trip away and various shenanigans. There's some Doctor Who related things and some newsy stuff. But first,
news rounds, but not.
How are you, dear child?
Dear child. I just feel like I've been away for way too long, even though it's only been 5 days, and I'm still sort of recovering from the bank holiday. I hope you all had a not very good Christmas at home, but I thought you had a good bank holiday at home or out and about, whatever you lot do nowadays, I don't know. Or maybe you all just stay in and watch Doctor Who. I wouldn't blame you if you do. But yeah, I hope you all had fun over the bank holiday weekend. Favourite time of the year for a lot of people.
Very bank holidays, what a good home.
Favourite time for a lot of people. I feel like I'm slowly recovering still. It's not ended for me, and it never will.
So you went abroad?
Yeah, it's in my homeland of Cologne, but not just to see my family and to go down memory lane, as the saying goes. I went to Gamescom, which was aside from Electronic American Expo E3, which is kind of like the number one convention considered in the world. Gamescom is the biggest convention in Europe, and it's just convenient. It's always been in my home of Germany, and because of personal developments, I've been over there, and I probably will be over there a lot more regularly. So, in a very quick nutshell, it was amazing, and I'm going to go again next year. So I might try and make Gamescom a semi-regular thing.
Nice.
It's Comic-Con for games. If you've been to a Comic-Con, you've kind of had the experience already. It's just less actors and autographs and more, oh, look, this game's coming out. Oh, I want to queue up for hours and play it. Or, oh, I want to see people dress up as this. And, oh, there's a retro area. I want to feel young again and play all my childhood classics, depending on how old the audience are. It's Comic-Con, but for games, purely for games. It's in the name. But funny enough, there was a media section, there was a Netflix, there was a Stranger Things promotion, there was a Wednesday promotion.
But I thought it was at the weekend. Ha ha! The wit shall never cease.
It's funny enough, the weekend / convention did start on the Wednesday, but for business conferences only, so no members of the public were actually there, which is rather unfortunate. But from Thursday to, I believe, Sunday, it was open to the public. I was there on the Friday. And then due to the other exciting events I had over the bank holiday weekend, I had to fly home the Saturday evening. Because then I was at a football stadium, but not to... But I know, that's a horror... But this is not the horror twist.
Breaking news. Connor Esser found at a local sporting arena
Wembley,
where sport takes place, but it might not have been football.
It might not have been what you think, yeah, because it was freaking wrestling.
I'm the sport, but probably not the one you're expecting.
Exactly.
How was you watching wrestling with Paul McGann? Was it
with Paul McGann? If only he was there. A lot of people were there.
Connor, these shoes, they fit perfectly.
These boots.
If you smell what the Rock's cooking.
Jesus.
Think alarm clocks. Phoenix.
Dancing.
Violet blue, perfect yellow, yes.
He's talking about
of us dancing with light.
He's talking
That's
about
the floodlights, Paul. It's beautiful.
Oh.
Such a thespian is our Paul McGann. Cheers to Paul McGann.
Shout out to Paul McGann, who may have been there in 81,000 people. Who knew? He could have been there. He could have been there. I don't know. There was certainly enough people there.
You went to the wrestling.
Arguably, again, not to go over the tagline, but the biggest.
I didn't mean to stroke your knee
these unintentional. The biggest wrestling show in, well, I guess in European history at least. Yeah, well.
Because you watched the what is it? The
What is it, George? Let's put you on the spot. What is it?
The AEW? Or?
Yeah. AEW. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the promotion.
Ew.
Ew. Yeah, essentially WWE in a very quick nutshell, they've been top of the wrestling food chain, at least in North America, if not worldwide. AEW, All Elite Wrestling, has kind of been around pre-pandemic, end of 2019, and then I've had the fun job of basically reliving or rediscovering what I've missed for the last sort of year and a half. And then I always said to myself, right, I'm committed when they come over to the UK for the first time, if and when they do. I want to be there. I want to be part of that history, and it certainly was a historic night. And bottom line, I was there, and it was an amazing show. If not, basically my favourite show, whether you're talking WWE, TNA, AEW, and all these other promotions I go to. But essentially, it was the biggest show in wrestling history, and it was fucking amazing. So. Yes. It was great. And they're going back to Wembley next year in a football stadium.
We're going back.
Step 1, eradicate football slowly. Phase it out. Football can be performed in gyms, but it's fine. Everyone likes football. Football will live on. Wrestling is now, like in the certain Doctor Who phase, it's becoming cool again. It's becoming cool again, yes. Wrestling, well, 82,000 people. It's mainstream enough. There is that slight phase of, oh, you like wrestling? You know it's fake, right? You like fucking films? You know that fake, right? You know it's scripted and dramatized.
Are you telling me that Toy Story 2 is not a documentary?
Into whose life?
You've ruined my life.
Into whose life?
The life of Andy.
Andy,
the toy man,
who had no friends at all.
I'm a toy man waiting on the shelf.
Yeah.
So in terms of, explain to me in like the layman terms.
Yeah.
A man
simplify it.
Has not watched it
anything
since it was WWF in the
late
90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Is AEW? They're like the division below, like WWE's like the Premier League.
Premier League.
Top spot.
Yeah.
And then this is like the championship where all the real hard-working teams are that don't get paid enough. And then eventually they'll go up to the big time and probably just get dropped straight back down.
I think it's the other way. WWE have kind of got too big for their shoes. They get lost.
Yeah.
People
They're
like
the European Super League.
No, people get lost in the shuffle. They're unhappy. Contracts leave. You know how it is in football. People leave. They go to other clubs. Essentially, it's like in a football analogy. They leave one club. They go to another.
Look at us. Who'd have thought?
Sinking.
Me.
Partially sinking. No, essentially they leave one camp. They go to the other. But AEW in such a short space of time has really been. They are WWE's competition. Yeah, they are. If not on the Champions League, but they are like just because of nuances and audience records, they are slightly beneath.
The UEFA Conference League. They're a new competition, but it's gaining prominence.
Almost too much.
And all the West Ham players want to be in it.
Pretty much. Everyone wants to be there. Yeah, everyone. Worldwide talent, not just like British or American players. Everyone.
In terms of sport, because you don't really have a lot of the competitive sort of organisations, so to speak.
No.
Like you have, in terms of it might sound like I'm being patronising or whatever, but in terms of like real sport, like the only thing that I can think of that is in any way sort of I'm just literally turning up my mic as I'm doing it. It's making no fucking difference.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, there it is. So, but basically, like the golf tour. Have you seen this recently? The competitor, so there's the PGA Tour.
Right. Yeah.
And Live Golf has started. There's more money in it. They're trying to sign like all the big stars, sort of going over. Promise them a lot more money, like basically to get the stars in to bring the audience to watch like live golf events. And a lot of players are being criticised for going there just for the money, but also like it's kind of a thing of if someone offered you 3 times the amount that you're on to do exactly the same job, then you'd probably go and do it, right?
Yeah.
But it's a strange thing because obviously wrestling is entertainment first and foremost.
Yes. Lives matter. They try and do it safely, but when it gets personal, they're out there to hurt each other, and they there hasn't been murder yet, unless Goofy's in the ring. Watch out!
I'm a murderer. But no, it's quite competition is healthy. Like we say in most things, competition breeds success. It breeds people up in the game. Like you say, we're WWE now is at a point where, you know, how many shows they have on the WWE app.
Network and everything,
Like,
yeah.
It's kind of a whole thing of like...
And just the sheer volume of people they actually have in that company, and yet only when you think about their world champions, obviously the main event match is going to be this person, so obviously slots are very limited. They've got 10 times the amount of people they need to have, yet because they are the best and the biggest, they will have everybody. That's how competition is. And
meaning that a lot of people, unfortunately, don't
get lost in the shuffle, yeah. And that's essentially where people like AEW and other smaller promotions are kind of filling in the void, but essentially out of all the smaller subpar leagues, if you want to keep it back to football, this is the one where everyone, whether you're casual, hardcore, you've left wrestling and you've come back, like this is all eyes are on AEW.
This is kind of
all eyes are on it.
The general audience is kind of here.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, I like it. You know, anything that sort of gets more people into the sport, like whether that's you know through like promoting, like wanting to inspire those to actually like go on and be involved in it in any kind of level,
any capacity, yeah.
You know, people that are just like you say, the die-hard fans or just the casual fans. Like it's got, you know, something for everyone's important, and that's hard in today's day and age. So yeah, well, no, cool.
Yeah.
Because you go to a lot of, well, like you know, less regularly in recent years.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Certainly, like pre-pandemic and a bit post was like, you know, you'd always make the time for if there was a wrestling event like to go and support it.
In Camden Town, a promotion called Progress in particular. But yes, no, I do try to go as many shows as I could, but I wasn't exactly travelling up and down the country and going ridiculously far and paying loads and loads of money for it. It was essentially the ones that I'd feasibly can go to, and again, Progress was my promotion. But as time has gone on, you know, promotions have stagnated. My group that I sort of go with have kind of dipped out of it, and for a lot of them, as well as myself, the AEW is kind of like, again, this is the one out of all the shows that we've missed and out of everything we've got to go to and catch up on, like AEW, when they come over to the UK, we all have to go to it, and that's exactly what we all did. And again, certainly wasn't disappointing, and yeah, just every penny was worth it. No matter where you would have sat, it was just to be part of that atmosphere, to feel like something important was happening in front of you, and just to feel the magic, to be quotey and cheesy. It was, again, definitely all in 2024. I'm being there. If I could pre-order my ticket, I would do it right now. Take me back. It was amazing. It was amazing.
A solid, amazing right there from Mystic Honoressa.
Yeah.
What else happened in the news? Have you seen any more films this week?
Well, again, the names is going to be Dodge and Suspect, and I mean, I don't mean to offend any particular audience members, but The Blackening. It's kind of homage to. It reminded me of Scream. It's why has the words gone? Like, it's a horror comedy homage to Scream, except it focuses on the black community, and to quote the trailer, it's a group of friends that get lost in the cabin in the woods, but essentially a killer kidnaps them. It's masked, obviously. Who's trying to kill us? It can't be this person because he was with us the whole time. Oh wait, this person said he couldn't make the trip, but we haven't heard from him. Oh wait, his phone's in the cabin, and essentially they get killed off for being the most white. It's a board game called The Blackening. Masked killers kidnap these fortunate group of survivors in this cabin, and it's a games night. What could go wrong? In a nutshell, that's it. But it's very much an homage to Scream and other horror comedies that have sort of come before it. But it kind of felt not just a throwback. I felt like it had a bit of creativity and sort of oomph to it. Not just in the humour, but the performances. Again, going back to where we were off camera, quoting Stephen Moffat, casting is important. It's all about the cast, because it's not all about the stars. None of these actors, before I saw The Blackening, I hadn't come across in any other media, but I will be keeping an eye on the cast, which I will list off now. Grace Byers, Melvin Gregg, Antoinette Robinson, Dwayne Perkins, Sonequa Walls, Yvonne Orji, ex-Mayo. The cast were excellent. There's not particularly one standout. I feel like everyone did a really good job. Yes, it's switch off your brain. If you've seen it before, you kind of know where it's going type of horror. Again, humour's subjective. Whether it will make you laugh and whether it will make you roll your eyes is another thing. But I still had a lot of fun with it. It was I watched it on the right day at the right time. It was what I needed. So I really had a lot of fun with it. Absolutely ridiculous. It's still in the cinema. If you do want to check it out, I would perhaps watch it again. And yeah, just a very funny black comedy. A black comedy slasher is what it is. A black comedy slasher. Based on a 2018 short film, which I didn't know. But yeah, The Blackening. Watch it. It's fun. Scary. Again, subjective, but it was good. And it's received positive reviews, so that's all good.
That's all you can ever ask for.
That's
really.
all good.
Yeah. There has been a couple of movies on streaming. There's Vacation Friends 2.
Oh, that's finally out. Okay.
That's on Disney Plus. There is also the new Adam Sandler film on Netflix, which is currently being rated one of his best. You're So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah.
Yes.
Which I want to check out because I enjoyed Murder Mystery 2, and as much as Adam Sandler movies are very much
their own subgenre,
their own thing of it's either quite funny or it's Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
It's something I do want to check out. So, because we're currently rewatching Top Boy in anticipation for the
when's that out?
Third Netflix season, 5th overall, final season in general, that drops on September the 7th.
Okay.
So we watched.
Is all of it on Netflix? Just cut you off. Sorry.
Yes.
Is all of it on Netflix?
So the best thing. So you watch Top Boy Summer House first.
Top Boy Summer House.
Because that's the original seasons that were on Channel 4.
Right.
And then it was brought back onto Netflix because it didn't get picked up by Channel 4, and Drake was a fan of it and put some money towards it in his production company.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They brought it back. So we're on the Netflix stuff now because the first 2 seasons are only 4 episodes each.
Oh, fair enough.
And that's what you thought, because it's mad, because we breezed through that because it's such easy watching, like it's so good, it's well made. Like Ashley Walters and Kane Robinson are amazing in all of it. And the whole thing, the trailer for the latest season is no loose ends, and it's got clips from the original 2 series as well as the 2 Netflix series, and it's a lot of characters that have loose ends and will be tied up.
Okay.
Including the protagonist from the first 2 series, which was at the time 12-year-old boy that we haven't seen since it switched to Netflix. Like we've seen everyone. We've seen everyone else. We famously have not seen Ranel come back
until now. Until
hopefully because basically from what we understand he was asked back. Because they got they got Ashley Walters, they got Ken Robinson and everyone, and come back, and some of the older characters cameoed and sort of had their threads sort of carried over, and even when they come back, not everything's been resolved with them. Famously at the time he said no, he kind of focused on some football trials he had at the time, and he's been doing acting in short films and some TV series since. So there is hope that with it being the 5th and final season, that he's going to just be like, yeah, I'll come back, even if it's just for the last shot of the series. Like I don't mind.
Yeah.
Like because the whole thing, it's like
it's a loop. It's
for anyone that's not watched Top Boy, because it's a very it's very real. It's very dark. It's not a kind show.
Right.
It's about the the drugs and gang systems of London, and these things actually occur. There's some great guest casts like that you'll see in there, like Rose Tyler's dad himself, Sean Dingle's got a small side part in it as a rich aristocratic guy who's part of the scene, but also says a lot about the London area, because it talks about like the redevelopment of like council estates and things like that, and the fact that people that actually grew up on hard times and were always told that you could never amount to anything or never like achieve anything in life, as it is today, kind of feel like they're being pushed out and pushed to the side, as well as like immigrants, asylum seekers,
right,
as well as the inner working like racism that just occurs on the streets of London anyway. Like it's tough to watch at times because of the message it sends, but it's so powerful, it's so well made, and the message comes from people that want this out there, and it's very good.
Okay.
And at a base level, it's like street Game of Thrones. Like everyone wants to be the top boy,
Right.
like the king. There's always challenges to the throne. You get your,
Like backstabbing and
you get
betrayals and
all of that,
loyalties
even
and
from
yeah.
the two main characters to each other at times.
Mm.
You get your young kings in the north like rising up to try and like unite unite the streets.
Uh-huh.
Michael Ward's in it. Like he's the standout from the Netflix era. Like he is such a good young actor. And you know, as he won E Rising Star of the Year last year or the year before at the BAFTAs, something like that.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic young actor, and can't wait to see what he does post this. Like, and as well as the old guard, because it feels like a different show
Okay.
once it gets to Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
And also, when you think of the original 2 seasons, were 8 episodes together. That's what we had at the original one.
How long are these Netflix ones?
They're all the same length. They're all about 45 minutes.
But how many episodes?
They're all a Channel 4 hour because of the ad breaks. So you get 4 episodes, and then season 3 Netflix one
yeah.
is 10.
That's yeah.
So
okay.
you watch
yeah.
10 episodes, because it's one of Lara's favourite shows. Like she always rewatches it before like the new one comes out, and like since we've been together, like we've rewatched it, watched the new ones.
Yeah.
And like, but we do it properly. It's like from the beginning. It's everything included, and because it is a joke, like it does allude to the stuff that happened previously. It's like it knows that you know what happened, and
it's not quite RTD to Moffat, where in the sense that if you didn't watch the RTD era, you won't understand everything that the Moffat era is doing. But it follows on. Follows on.
There's threads, pieces, characters, like stories, and yeah, it's one of her favourite shows, and like she remembers the older stuff more because obviously she remembers watching it on Channel 4.
Yeah, of course.
And being excited when it was announced that like it was coming back, but it does feel completely different, especially when you take into consideration the fact that season 3 is more episodes than the entire show was before.
At that point, yeah.
Like it's another 10, and then season 4 is 8 episodes. Okay. And I believe the third final season is 8 episodes as well.
Okay.
But they're all around 45 minutes. I think, especially more in the second Netflix season, they kind of do the Disney Plus method of it's as long as it needs to be, and they try and cut out the filler kind of thing.
Right. Get to the nitty gritty.
So yeah, we're enjoying that. Looking forward to that. And then not long after, we're gonna have to start a rewatch of Sex Education because But 2 weeks later, we will have Sex Education
Series
season
4,
the final season of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another show starring once and future Doctor Mr. Shuti Gatwa.
Oh, very good.
See,
yeah,
I'm gonna link that back in.
Very good.
Yeah, but the real important news. This is a big announcement that we've got live. I've not told Connor this.
This ain't scripted. Yeah, live on the spot.
Is unfortunately due to unforeseen circumstances.
Who is this affecting, us or Shuti Gatwa?
This is both of us because
okay. Right.
I am no longer a Cineworld Unlimited member.
Oh, shut the front door. They screwed you over.
So what happened was, for those that wondered, a couple of weeks ago I wanted to.
I saw this day in the prophecy foretold, and the fires of Pompeii.
I had some free time, and I wanted, I was the only one in the house, so I was like, maybe I'll go and Barbenheimer myself. But it wasn't showing up like it was only I could book an adult ticket. I still had, my friends that were unlimited that my accounts were linked to were still on there.
Right.
But it was showing adult. It wasn't showing me. So it turns out my unlimited account got closed. So basically, the paid for one of the monthlies was taken out the day before I got paid. So it literally come out, because there was nothing in my account, it just got come straight back in. And they say they sent me a letter and an email,
right,
to say in 1 month, like the 23rd of August, if nothing's paid by then,
gone. Yeah,
gone. I didn't receive a letter either at this house or my mum's, where I originally registered like my unlimited to, like my address. Been talking to customer service, like there's nothing they can do because obviously it's already been processed, it's already shut according to them. So that's been for, at time of recording, it's 7 days ago.
Oh dear.
The only thing I can do
is reapply
for one, but if I give them my temporary pass, they can do it so that they will re-upgrade me straight back to a black card.
Okay.
Which is something, but it's also left me with a bit of a dilemma.
Because what's the other half of the conundrum?
Because I think something that I wanted to and wish I'd done at the beginning was I might switch to yearly. Because I will save a small amount on the yearly instead of the monthly. It means it's not constantly coming out monthly. And it also means that I can put that money towards something for this channel.
Okay.
Which this genuinely is part for us. So I've talked to you before about, we've talked for years. About I see blood control for years. About having an RSS feed, having access to having this on any kind of platform. And I know there has been a lot of people say it's wheel spinning, like we're at an average of kind of like 20, 30 views now. Like we've pushed before, like we know what we're capable of, but we've had the pre-pandemic kind of sort of the start-up kind of motion.
Yeah.
Good second year, pandemic struggling to keep it going, especially when we weren't together. And then kind of try and like hit the slump, and then obviously my life's changed. You've changed employment.
Yeah.
I'm like we're looking to move, kind of thing. Like so, there's loads of stuff up in the air, but I want to kind of guarantee now that this podcast
right now
will go through a bit of a change. But I'd like us, if you're willing, for us together to do this.
There's no pen and paper in front of me, but yeah, okay. Yes.
To join the Acast Creator Network.
Okay.
Which houses a lot of podcasts. It's basically like, a website to do your RSS feed. It's where a lot of podcasts that are on Apple, Amazon, things like that.
Yeah, they go on.
They have, thousands of things, and they've always, promoted that you can do your podcast through that. $14.99 a month between us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be able to hopefully house and keep it on there, make an RSS feed, and God willing, I'm not going to say this year, by the new year, I think a bit of a rejig, a bit of, fresh coat of paint, logos and such.
Okay.
And I'll talk to you about the logistics of that after this.
The logistics.
To between us, take this professional.
Oh, oh dear.
If you'll have me.
If I'll have you. Well, I got you, babe.
That is an audio handshake.
Yeah.
Just because I saw that, and it's like I was looking at Buzzsprout and things like that, because I was like, it's always been a thing of like we need to sort it out, but the thing is, you have to pay for it to keep it online,
consistent,
which does mean potentially in the new year when we've got more time, when we maybe redo a bit of the structures of this, because I've toyed with the idea of maybe we do sort of series runs of this, not like 10 episodes and then have a break, but kind of like if we had like a run of a good like 30-40 weeks, and then on the weeks that in between where we would normally do this, we can make some other content.
Okay.
Some of it we could possibly make exclusive to a Patreon, which in the end would mean that the good folks at home would, as the audience grows, would keep the lights on, and then thus the money you'd get from that would pay for the Acast. Basically pay to keep it on the internet at the very least, and then it would give us more scope, more audience, and more time to make more things.
More stuff.
If you're up for that, big boy.
Ooh, big boy, top boy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the sound of all that.
Yeah. So that's, fingers crossed,
man the plan.
2024, we will finally see, because,
for you, 2024, for you, the audience, as well as us.
Because after, as we approach 300 episodes, I am proud of this in a, an astronomical way, because we've made some fucking amazing friends doing this.
Yeah,
people that
we
have collaborated with.
Cool people.
We would like to obviously continue working with those amazing people, like Tom, Will, Andy, Mike, etc., that we've all been introduced through their amazing work and interacted with. Continue working with them. Continue to make more friends. Continue to get ourselves out there. Maybe if we get to a point where, if that helps us grow and we have some money behind it, we can maybe get some impressive guests.
Oh, impressive guests.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Make sure that we actually have the time to go to the BFI screenings and have that kind of content, talk to people, take part in the quiz of Rassilon.
Win it.
Things that we've wanted to do for the park, because for 5 years we've always, like we say, we've always looked to kind of change year on year, which we have. Like, we want to also, like that, if you have the Patreon, things like that, and the wider scope, we can upgrade the equipment because we need much better mics.
As proven on the
hard
week.
drive.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorting out the monitor situation, webcam, camera. So I'm thinking if we Acast it, have like the audio version, we get back to a video version exclusive to YouTube.
Oh.
We start to monetize. We get TikTok, because I think by this point next year, I would love us to be on 1,000 subscribers and to at least be in contention for. Yeah, this is a bit of fun, but we also are good at it and can make some
quality content.
Yeah. So this would kind of be a new beginning, an RTD2 kind of thing.
Oh, big, bold.
Because
I like it.
These things have, like we say, we discussed, like we've had, a pilot for fucking Unsocial Commentary for fucking ages.
We just haven't done it.
Like, rename stuff, like, polish that and actually get that kind of stuff out that we want to do. Like the football thing I did before, I've never been 100% happy with how it's turned out. Maybe that's a thing that, with more time and money behind it, we could make it a bit better and have some more people included on it. Connor can carry on doing his thing, like actually have the equipment to go to these things. Like if like Batman Day's coming up, you could go to that and, talk to some people about Batman Day.
Yeah.
Like go to the IMAX like re-release of The Dark Knight and talk to people about their favourite Batman films, their favourite
Batman stuff. Streaming, of course.
Things like that. That's all been a thing. It's all here. It's all at our fingertips. We've kind of like always
dabbled.
Got to a point.
Yeah.
Stop. Got to a point. Stop. Like the first year, for 6 months, no one really promoted it. We've not promoted this properly for maybe like a year.
A long time. Yeah.
So it would be a thing of we would have to make sure we've got all our original audio or finished video files of the podcast, which would be hard because they never used to be on this computer or by us making it. It would be if we've still got access to it. Worst case, I would YouTube to MP3 them and do them that way.
Do it that way, yeah.
But yeah, man, it's possibly a possible change afoot if you're in the mood.
Yeah, I'm in the mood. Yeah, I can see it through. I can see there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
There's a smile on your face saying that you
I'm excited by these ideas. I like these motions. The celestial toy maker in my head is sort of playing these ideas. He's like, yes, let's make this fantasy a reality. The land of fiction, no longer fiction. Yeah, I mean, I like all of the sound of all of that. So, yeah, let's try and commit to it. Let's do it and properly get ourselves across to not just the 20 people watching, but the 20,000 people. If you smell what the pasty sheeps are barring.
Yeah, because we've we're thankful for everyone that watches and continues to watch it and like it.
It hasn't turned away. Yeah.
But we also, I think in part, I've always felt like you guys deserve the best version of this show.
Yeah.
So, watch this space for the last... Fucking hell, we're into August. So what, we've got like 4 months left of the year?
4 months.
To get ourselves in order, have ourselves in a point where we can have all the episodes ready to go, like from episode 1 all the way up to now. And the ones that we record in the meantime, and be in a place where we can game, we can stream, more gaming videos. I know it's something you wanted to do.
Of course, yeah.
Whether it's playthroughs, whether it's, weekly streams, whether it's just both of us, one of us, watch-alongs,
reactions, like new stuff.
All the stuff that you like doing, the reviews on TikTok that get thousands of views.
Yeah.
Between us. Like, this might never ever be our permanent full-time job.
Occupation. Yeah, of course.
But let's have fun doing it as a part-time.
Absolutely. Shindig. Yeah. Absolutely, I like the sound of all of that, man.
Let's do it. And plus, when we move, then we have more space and more time and availability to access that and so forth. The snake doth eat its own tail.
Nice.
But no, I like that. That was serious. We don't do serious a lot.
That was like 16 walls, not even full breaking. That was 4 times 4 squared, add the semicolon, divide it, and do it all over again.
Carry the 1. But, yeah. In other news, what else happened?
What else happened? Apart from the rebirth of us.
I mean, there's kind of media stuff everywhere, but it's like,
I feel like it's been a bit of a quiet week. A little bit.
It's been quite a few weeks, in terms of stuff going on. I'm not trying to copy any Australians that do a podcast, but anything you've been watching, listening, or reading, and anything that you want to watch, listen, or read?
Drive starring the not so Australian Ryan Gosling. I've been reading the novel of that randomly.
Yeah.
It's the random segment book corner. It's only 189 pages. I'm on page 137, and it's probably the quickest read I've ever done. But again, I haven't seen the movie probably since 2012, so quite some time.
It's one of the movies that I do own in my
cabinet,
dwindling film library. Something I want to do. Something also I want to do because I got the couple of Christmases ago. I think I mentioned it. I got the 100 film bucket list.
Oh,
I feel like we should do it and
we
review
should do
each
it.
one.
Yeah, we definitely should. But maybe we will look at it and be like, I've maybe seen say 50 of them because I feel like I've been behind on the film game before I did this, and then you've probably seen like 77 of them or something, and then we can.
Well, there's a lot. There's Sunshine. There's loads of different things. Whether we've seen them or not, like there's Back to the Futures and things like that. So maybe that's another thing.
Well, they're free
for
at
another
least
day.
I've seen. Yeah.
What else? Should we do we'll do the news? We're doing the newsy bit at the end. Doing the newsy bit at the end because some screenshots I just want to delete from my phone because I can't be asked for them.
Storage. It's a real life issue. It's a real world problem.
Literally. So phase 7.
Gee, have you? Hang on. Is this a plot? Are you the Conqueror? Are you Kang?
Well,
are you recast? As much as we've gone through our channel and reinvented ourselves, have you reinvented the Marvel Universe? Are you going to reveal something?
Changed the timeline, Janet.
Ooh.
See, reading
phase
this,
7.
I'm also thinking, phase 7. We haven't had a phase 6, have we?
Well, no. We're
is
early
the
phase 5.
Multiverse.
No, we're in phase 5 now. Oh no, no. Phase 6 is the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Is it?
That's 2025 6 time.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, but right now we're like very early phase 5 doors.
So phase 7
yeah.
could be the start of the Mutant Saga.
Yeah, cool. Okay, good.
That's about it. That's
I say it.
I didn't say it was big news.
So no Genosha Island in Captain America: New World, Brave New Soldier.
No, the brave little toaster that could. So we really love Disney Plus and the way they're doing business.
Absolutely, better than Netflix.
They're still failing to agree on strike deals. Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul, and Jesse Plemons of Breaking Bad fame have joined the picket line. So good for them.
I thought you were going to say Breaking Bad's now coming to Disney Plus for some reason.
The vote to unionise in for the VFX artists is moving forward at a more rapid pace. Hopefully they unionise and strike.
Yeah.
In time for a potential second season of She-Hulk Attorney at Law to be pushed back.
Oh.
That was in early development before the strikes.
Okay.
And I think, like with anything, it should only go ahead if the demands of the workers are met, because everyone wants to earn a living and feel secure in their life. But also, where's that one gone? Where's that screenshot gone? But also, they are an entire show has been cancelled at Disney Plus.
Oh no!
So we had the Cheap by the Dozen movie was put on and taken off, and
that controversy.
They're doing. The Spiderwick Chronicles got a reboot.
Yeah.
At Disney Plus.
Yeah.
along with at the same time as, or just
I
after
don't know, yeah.
Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson we can expect later on this year.
Yeah, right, unless it
'Cause
comes
you had
out
the
next
trailer
week.
for,
Oh,
yeah.
that's cancelled. But yeah.
But the Spiderwick Chronicles reboot is now no longer moving forward at Disney Plus due to cost-cutting reasons. The series has already been completed and will be shopped around to other studios. With talks, this was about 4 days ago, with talks about that they might just bin it all together a la Batgirl.
Oh,
There was
dear,
rumours
yeah.
of them doing that to Echo, that they would just put it in the can.
In the cabinet, yeah, in the vault.
Now, I think if you're going to bin those kind of things, at least give it a physical media thing, because people are still going to check it out,
Yeah.
and you're still going to make some money off of it.
People
It's
grew
why
up
I
with
think-
that movie, or people read the book. So again, there's going to be an audience
That's why
for
I
it.
think Batgirl should have still gone to HBO Max, because people would have still
Definitely.
checked it out.
Somewhere, anywhere, yeah.
Physical media release as well. People will buy the Blu-ray of that. You know what I mean? Like, and the cost-cutting thing seems to be, have pushed them into the physical media release thing, which is, good for us on one hand because it's what we wanted, because there is an untapped market always with physical media.
Always
Like,
until the end. Yeah.
We own Super Mario Brothers movie on Amazon Prime. I've bought a Blu-ray copy to leave at my mum's because that's my son's favourite film at the minute, and it's a fail
Good
safe.
choice,
It's a
yeah.
fail safe of, if you really can't get him to stop, he will sit down and watch this for at least an hour and just not move and just watch the screen because he loves it.
Yeah. Cool.
Untapped potential in physical media, but there is, the underhanded stuff of Disney is so real at the minute that it's kind of still hard to ignore. And like I said, I managed to get, now we're talking about finances because we talked about how, I'm not paying monthly for Cineworld at the minute. I got a thing come through from O2, which I did when I first got my phone contract. I got 6 months free of Disney Plus, and I was able to link that to my account, push my renewal back date 6 months, so that I effectively didn't pay for an extra 6 months.
Yeah.
I got a thing through the other day on text of getting 3 months free, which is good because on the 24th of September I was due to renew. It's $79.90. I done 3 months free, so now I don't have to renew until December.
Okay. Crafty.
So yeah, that's kind
Crafty.
of cool.
Yeah.
But it's one of them things. I'm still like, if more media gets released, do I just occasionally pay, $38.99, $40, whatever the 4K version is? Do that, cancel my Disney Plus kind of thing, because stream services at the minute, I don't know about you, but I feel like they're kind of on the slump. Apart from
Streaming.
some, I've not been excited about the exclusive content really at the moment.
Oh God, no.
I've still not checked out Ahsoka.
Nope. I still need to rewatch the
There's
Clone
the
Wars
odd
stuff.
thing on Netflix or Prime or whatever, but Prime mainly for me is the films that have come on there
Movies.
onto Prime that I've missed.
You don't
Like,
get
it's
in
how
the
I
cinema.
watched
Yeah.
Creed 3.
Mhm.
And I have not seen a new movie. I have not seen a new movie in like over a month. So when they go on Prime, like that's my time to
That's
shine.
a treat. Yeah.
Hey. So we kind of stipulated before that the future of cinema was up in the air, but maybe cinema was always fine, and it's the new stuff
It's the
that
new stuff that
hasn't
isn't.
taken hold because Netflix made all the mistakes,
Mm.
and that's what everyone else could learn from because they're losing money hand over fist. But it seems like along the way the studios have gotten too greedy and forgotten what makes movies movies. It's the
Damn
audience.
straight,
It's
yeah.
you, the audience.
You, the people. Yeah. Yeah. Content's made for you, supposedly, but
Which is why we will be making the content directly to
deserve-
you.
For you. 2024. For
And the
you.
only thing we're going to delete is, don't know. We'll probably tweet some more or post some more because it's
Yeah.
X and it's not tweets anymore.
Yeah.
But
Exit out.
I might delete the old football stuff just because we never really finished it. I never really liked the quality of it.
Mm.
But it would only be to bring it back in a more glorified
In a
and
more-
polished
Yeah.
way.
HD format, not just visual, but
Just 'cause,
HD to us.
Did one season. Don't think I finished the season. It's like no.
Yeah. Reboot. It never got released. It isn't a reboot. It never happened. It's only
They
in
were
your
never-
memory.
Some of them were never filmed. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It never happened. Yeah, never happened.
But watch this space. Pasty Sheep begins again.
Begins again. We've been renewed, have we? Mm.
This song is... The podcast isn't over.
No.
This version of the
No,
podcast...
at least I hope not. No.
This version of the podcast will bridge into the new, polished... Maybe some ads. Connor.
Adverts.
Can you...
Ooh.
Audible. Hello Fresh.
Hello Fresh.
Harry's Razors. What else do they do?
Just
these days?
Eat.
Just Eat. There's a lot of Disney Plus adverts.
Deliveroo.
In a minute.
What can you associate
do
with
you know
us?
do you know what also you can do? Even if we didn't join Acast, we could just record an advert for Acast and it would be put on loads of Acast
Sponsored
podcasts.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. Nice.
I mean, we could do that, but we could just go the whole hog. Watch
Okay.
this space.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like similar thing happened to, Big Damn Cast. They originally they wanted to go every 8 weeks, but it's kind of as and when they just pop up with one. But it allows them to do it. I would like us to stay as weekly as we can.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
that is 40 weeks out of the year, and the other 12 Tuesdays or Wednesdays we can,
Play around and do other stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm. This time on camera. No. Yeah.
So maybe all of these episodes will go over. Maybe we'll just use this as a one era to the next. But I'd like it to be video, audio. There's a reason for everyone to tune in. After that kind of deep, philosophical future shit, where can they find us at the minute until we change everything?
Until we change everything, until the world changes every week. You can find us across Pacey Sheep. That brand will never change, never die. It'll just get reinvented, reborn.
We can have the money
2.0.
to register it and have the trademark and have it as a registered company.
The verified tick. Verified as well. The ideas, the possibilities are endless. But you can still find us.
If we did this and made £100 a week off of it,
that's a win. That's a bonus.
It's a bonus we can put it back into and get in fucking rid of this microphone problem. I'll
God.
tell you that for free.
See you later, sunshine. Yeah. But you can still find us.
You get the expensive mics that all the podcasts have.
Oh, the blue fist, blue sharks.
Sure,
Sure.
the big long ones.
But I thought there
The
was
ones they use on Diary of a CEO and all the podcasts.
Okay, I'm
We
thinking.
could get our own ones of these with a logo on.
I'd love to talk into a sheep, literally, and
A literal live one.
our sheep.
And more importantly, merch and the website.
Oh, it's all happening. But you can still find us, Pacey Sheep, across all the apps: Facebook, X, Xstream, Xbox, PlayStation Network, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Nintendo eStore.
Nintendo eStore, maybe, if we get a Nintendo Pacey Nintendo account. If we ever get a Switch. Pasty Cart. We're taking over Mario.
I don't think I've renewed my online membership.
No, I don't think
Which
I
is
even
weird
had
because
one.
it's only £18, so you think that's something I would do for a year.
Oh, not like the games and full price, am I right? Yeah.
Let's pour one out as we go for Xbox Games for Gold.
Okay.
Did you get that email? I got really sad when I read that.
What is it? What is it being dead? Canned?
There won't be any more Games for Gold after this month.
I had not heard about that. What?
Yeah.
What? That's a conundrum and a half.
Yes.
What?
We'll leave you with that.
Wow.
Bye everyone. Thank you and see you in the next.
I'll be the same. I'm ready.